Zookeepers of Reddit, how are the animals acting differently now that there are no visitors to the zoo? I'm on day 25 of working at a closed zoo. I work with great apes, and their behavior has changed a bit. They are generally very interactive with the public, so they are seeking even more attention than usual from us. Some of them were suspicious at first of the overwhelming silence outside now. They were climbing up high and scanning the area looking for everyone. Edit: I forgot to mention the wild animals. We are in a much larger park, and wild animals wander in all the time, but always scatter when the crowds roll in. Now, there's bucks just walking around, raccoons and foxes out in the middle of the day. And the squirrels, my god, the squirrels. And the squirrels, my god, the squirrels. Is the start of a movie I hope to be watching soon. Most of our animals are happy as long as we can keep their routines, feeding times etc. For some they need a little extra. We do public encounters with our koalas, wombats, and snakes among others, so we spend an hour or so a day cuddling and handling these animals to keep them happy. A few of our koalas really fret if they don't get their cuddles. Otherwise we just try to continue to spend time with animals that are expecting human interaction, and of course we can take things for walks around the place like I'm sure you've seen at other zoos. Our wombats love a run and sniff, dingoes as well. Edit: thanks all for the interest, questions, and remarks. Thanks also for the awards. I don't work at Australia Zoo for those of you asking. I do live on Kangaroo Island and our facility is pretty easy to find with some light searching. It is a privilege to work with wildlife each and every day, and it's something I take very seriously, but still appreciate the jokes and humor from everyone. If you have specific questions, it's perhaps best to DM me, rip inbox, otherwise they'll probably get lost in the comments. Thanks again. Your job is to cuddle koalas. And I'm stuck in home all alone. For a lot of our animals, having the ability to interact with guests is actually extremely important. Even for primates to be able to play with kids through the glass, they are missing out on a lot of enrichment. Guests keep a lot of the monkeys entertained. I watch our guests all day long show our marmosets and capuchins selfie cameras, and they love to see their reflection. Guests will also show videos on their phones to animals, and the monkeys totally enjoy it. We have a rescue cockatoo named Ro who sings "Row, row, row your boat" to guests. When little kids dance and sing it to her, she gets really excited and feeds off their energy. So do our other cockatoos on exhibit. But now without guests to show off for, every now and then when it's quiet we'll hear her start "row, row, row," and then she stop and huffs a bit and gets really quiet and sad because she has no one to sing to. Some of our animals really miss having kids to show off for. You also have to remember that animals in zoos for the most part have grown up totally accustomed to being around people 24/7. They're not wild animals at all really. They've grown up in a very different social dynamic. Quite a few animals get noticeably depressed in the winter months every year when we have few guests, and then perk up in the spring when we get busy. Edit: in case anyone wants to see Ro, here's a video a person found floating around on the internet of her. In our local zoo the apes started to miss the visitors, so they brought in an artist in who's now just painting in the empty monkey house so the apes have someone to watch. Edit: whoa, this blew up overnight. Europe. They could tell they missed the visitors because they became very bored and are much more excited about the keepers than usual. Apparently they watch the visitors as much as the other way around. The keepers now have to pay them more attention to, and they also do stuff like hide food for them as a game also. Sorry for the confusion, I am not a zookeeper myself, but I live close by the zoo and it was in the local news and such. Smiley face. They need a TV and Sesame Street. Just put on a Planet of the Apes marathon and they'll be happy for hours. I'm an aquarium keeper, and I've certainly noticed a change. Fish are not as stressed as they used to be, as there are no longer children stomping around and banging on glass screaming "Nemo, Nemo, it's Nemo" at every clownfish. We brought some of our younger penguins down to let them watch the fish, and they were intrigued but confused as to why they couldn't catch them through the glass. Our octopus has become much more friendly as well, and instead of hiding all day from people, enjoys playing with small baby toys or solving food puzzles. It's been nice. I wish there were guidelines people had to sign to behave at zoos before entering, but at the same time, they are the lifeline we so desperately need to keep functioning. Edit. This post has gotten more love than any other post I have ever made, so I'm going to capitalize on it. Now more than ever, zoos and zoo animals need your help. I understand that it is a time of financial disparity for a lot of people, myself included. But we as humans will be fine and overcome this. Those who cannot are the species we help to conserve at AskReddit facilities. Without people having interest in wildlife, zoos themselves could now face extinction. If you have a local zoo, or a zoo you just adore, please, donate. Something as small as a pizza for the keepers of your favorite animals, or a donation the price of general admittance, all the way up to buying a membership or making a significant donation, goes so far to help us stay employed and caring for all our individuals. We are doing our best during this crisis to bring you the best experience we can so you can social distance, too. If you like what you see and have the ability, you can be sure that your donation is appreciated by every single keeper working through this time. We just have a little by Mac, and I think that he has really enjoyed the new LED I installed over their tank. I try and change it up throughout the day, to give her a bit more fun when nothing is really going on. She seems to enjoy blue a lot. That's adorable. We used to have color-changing LEDs over the jellies that we took down, might see if the curator will let me dig them out of storage and hook them up. As long as the colors are subtle, you should be fine. Anything too bright and I promise you, your GPO will try and rip it down or short it out.